What is up, my peepholes? This is your guy, Cly, and welcome back to That Thrifting Series. Now, I know a lot of you are wondering where the next PS4 video is, and all I can really say is it's coming. I'm having to record it in sections due to breaking it down, testing it, trying to fix it, crossing my fingers, and all of that other lovely stuff. So until then, it's back to business as usual with thrifting and dumpster diving hauls. Today's haul is something very special. It's something I haven't done since episode 1, mainly because my tabletop gaming videos don't get as much love as my tech. Tech seems to be king and this kind of stuff, but as you can tell by the wall of games in the background, I love me some tabletop gaming. So, let's go ahead and get started with the RPG haul, and what better way to start than with something nearly every RPG system needs, and that is dice. Now, I say nearly every because there's quite a few diceless systems out there, if that's more your speed, but I've got something that I'm going to enjoy, and that is a big block of 24 plain white D6. I know what a lot of you are saying, why do I need so many? I play Shadowrun. The way your stats work in Shadowrun is instead of rolling like 2d20 or 3d8 or things like that, you're rolling nothing but d6. And some of my pools get big. I mean, like 30 plus d6. So this isn't even enough for me. Hence why I bought it. It's good to supplement my other dice. And it was 50 cents. I'm not going to turn away 24 d6 for 50 cents. Now, the dice that actually came with this bag... Oh, goodness, cat hairs. Let's just go ahead and try to get them out without making too much of a rattle and racket. There we go. 10d10. I'm going to say the previous owner was a fan of the storytelling system from White Wolf, most popularly known as the Vampire system, from Vampire the Masquerade and other games in that universe, also World of Darkness. So yeah, I now have a lot of D10 that are pink and black, which admittedly are not my favorite colors, at least in combo. More of a green and black kind of guy. The last dice that I want to show you for today, kind of special to me. They're not green, despite me saying I love green, but anyone who has bought, I don't know how many years they've been doing it, but at least when I bought my first Dungeons & Dragons starter box, they had a mishmash dice set where each die was a different color. That's when I fell in love with the orange and black D20. Here's hoping the color comes through on the camera because it's nice and rich. My viewfinder is not doing it justice. But I fell in love with this die. And ever since, I've been wanting a whole set. And not too long ago, I lucked out. It was about $3, and it came in a bag of other dice, a lot of casino dice that had been drilled out so you couldn't take them in to cheat. But it was an entire dice set of the lovely orange and black, and it's actually very fitting that I'm showing this to you today because it's October and orange and black are the color of Halloween. Spelling that out more so if anyone watches this video in a country that doesn't celebrate Halloween, orange and black are the colors that are generally associated with it. I had to have it, and at $3, that's a steal for a dice set. Anyone who games can tell you. Now, let me show you a few books that I've acquired as well. Alright, this first book I actually kind of regret having in my collection, but I would have regretted leaving it on the shelf even more, especially at $2. And that is the Smallville RPG. Smallville is just one of those shows that I never got into. It was a wee bit too angsty. Not a big fan of drama like that. Yeah, it's also got a few other things that I'm not the biggest fan of. Let me go ahead and rant for a second here. It's a Margaret Weiss game, based on the Cortex Plus system. That alone isn't enough to make me dislike it too much. I've just not had a good experience with games using that system. For those of you unfamiliar, it is another dice pool system where you take multiple stats, combine them, and then roll a pool based on it, trying to meet a target number. Except your dice pool is not based, you don't roll a new number of dice the stronger your stat gets. You roll a new die the stronger your stat gets. So your weak stat, you're going to be rolling a d4. Whereas if you're like an extreme master of whatever stat you're rolling, you're going to be rolling a d20. So you take your dice pool, you roll it, take two highest of that, combine them, hope you meet the score. Okay, some of you might think that sounds interesting, and admittedly, it is. The thing I really don't like about the system, though, is it is made to be episodic. Your character lasts maybe a season, and then they're retired. I am a long-haul character kind of guy. I don't want to retire my character unless I have to tear my sheet, because they went down in a blaze of glory. Or they hit their head too hard on a window while trying to jump through it. That might have happened to one of my characters. I'm not going to say. He survived, but still. I'm a blaze of glory kind of guy. I want to run an epic character. I don't want one that's going to be around for maybe 5 adventures and then they're done. If you are a fan of episodic gameplay, more power to you. It's just not my style. Mini rant over, on to the next book. Alright, this next system's not one that I have any particularly strong opinions for, either for or against, but I had to have it at the price. The funny story is I bought it at a thrift store where I honestly never expected to find anything like this because they charge $15 for Trivial Pursuit. It's not a chain thrift. But I went in there and I found the Star Wars role-playing game, The New Jedi Order, from the Wizards of the Coast game, circa 2002. At least that's when this book came out. And the best part, let me go ahead and open it up. They priced it on the inside. So if the white balance behaves itself, it's been a little wonky. Oh goodness, there it is. They wanted $1. And it was 25% off days, so I paid 75 cents for this source book. That was its big selling point. 75 cents for an RPG book. Had to have it. I will drop $1 or less on an RPG book any day of the week. More if it's more interesting. On to the next one. I really have nothing else to say about this one. Alright, this next book is one that I honestly didn't think I would be getting my hands on this soon. It is Princes of the Apocalypse from D&D 5th edition. This thing came out in 2015, at least that's the publication date. And I paid $2 for it. This was at Savers of all places, where I almost never come across RPG stuff. And yeah, there was nothing else, sadly, on the shelves related to it. So I'm thinking the previous owner bought it thinking this was all you needed to play, or they really liked the artwork and wanted to drop $50 on it. Yeah, $49.95 US, $58 Canadian. That's the price on the cover. They either thought this was all you needed to play or something. I have no idea, to be honest. There's no spine damage, none to be seen. A little bit of denting on one of the corners, which could have easily happened in store. It's barely been opened. So they just probably didn't know you need the Dungeon Master's Guide, Player's Handbook, at least the starter version of those. I am not familiar with the Elemental Evil setting in 5th edition, so I don't know how much other stuff you need to run this campaign or book or whatever. I'm going to sound very ignorant because it's been many a year since I've played D&D. I haven't played since Thaco. Just give you an idea. Yeah. So I got a $50 book for $2. I'm happy. Now that I'm done with books, let's move on to box sets. Alright, this first box set isn't Dungeons & Dragons. It's actually the Dragonlance 5th Age Dramatic Adventure game, using the Saga rules system. Now, I paid $2 for it, and to be honest, This was all I saw on the shelf, so I was thinking it was going to be a literary puzzle. I can rant for days about puzzles, be they literary that look like board games, or be they the art of freaking TSR that makes me think it's a D&D starter box, and I'm going to stop right there because I can make an entire video ranting about those things. But no, instead, it was this kind of manky-boxed game, which fortunately is immaculate inside and has everything. From the character cards to the fate deck. Oh goodness, the fate deck's actually kind of huge, but it is what drives the game. So we've got the cards. Let's see. Yes, here's your fate deck. I'm doing this all through my viewfinder, so I apologize if I do this in a weird manner. Here's your character cards with stats on the back. Here is a thing that I will not show you. It is the map. I actually have... Oh, goodness, maybe it's not a complete, perfect edition. I'm not going to open this because I've got 3 more boxes to show you, each one having at least one map. So, here's what I'm going to say. If this video cracks 100 views, which at my size, it's not too difficult, but it is not the average. If this video cracks 100 views and 10 likes, I will make a video dedicated to just the maps that I will not be showing you from these boxes. I know I'm evil. I know I'm evil. But it has the map and, oh goodness, a big old chunk of books. A quick reference screen, Book 1, Book 2, Heroes of a New Age. It's complete. All of the books are in great shape. Honestly, don't even look like they were used that often. So, sadly, I don't know too much about this game. I really need to read up on it. But for brevity's sake, on to the next game. Alright, how about some Advanced Dungeons & Dragons 2nd Edition? Because I have AD&D First Quest that I paid $1 for. The box is in great shape, so I don't know why they only wanted $1. Actually, I do remember. This was during that store's every board game's $1 phase. I'm not complaining. This thing is freaking heavy. Sadly, it is the CD edition. If this were the audio cassette edition, and any of you out there who have that, listen up. The cassette alone usually sells for over $100. I don't know if you'd be seeing this if I had the audio cassette edition. Actually, you would be seeing it because I wouldn't sell the audio cassette edition, at least not my first copy. It's kind of like how I have the Cthulhu edition of Deities and Demigods still in my collection, despite it being in near mint condition and worth about $200. Not parting with it. Now let's just go ahead and open up First Quest. We'll see if I'm opening the next batch. Oh goodness. Vacuum seal. There we go. So in here I actually have a few extras too. A nice big poster. Not gonna show you. I'll do that in that other video I was talking about. You have your GM screen, or DM screen, since this is D&D. So a proper DM screen. Can't really push back enough because I can get at least this part into frame. Yeah. One big map. Double-sided. The Fighter's Challenge 2, which I actually think is a bonus supplement that the previous owner left inside. I know this is a bonus, a little dungeon magazine, which issue 47 from 1994. The little character placards. I can at least go through those. You've got your standards. I remember these in my first box, and I don't even think I had First Quest. These are just the good old characters. And a little quick reference map. Of course, we've got the CD. We've got all of the minis. They're all very nice plastic sculpts. Oh, goodness. I'm just making a huge mess in here, by the way. Oh, goodness, where's that D8? There's a green D8 supposed to be... Oh, no, wait. Green D4, sorry. The D8 is blue in this one. This is actually a lighter blue than in the set that I had. But I know it's in here. The only thing missing was the D20. Which, as you've seen, I already have. the Cleric Spell Book, the Monsters and Treasures Book, the Adventure Book, the Rule Book. I actually think the Cleric's Book that I just showed you is a bonus. More minis. Aha! I found the D4. All of the minis. I've got so many minis. And then a couple of ads. Am I missing a mini? I've got 6. No, I think that's all of them. I'll double check and I'll update you on the next part of this video. Jump cut. This one's a wee bit bigger. It is the new, easy to master Dungeons and Dragons. So much glare. I paid, oh goodness, which side? Haha. $4 for this giant box. And being a giant box, it is full of things. And fortunately, it is complete. I am a happy camper. So here's your DM screen, which serves as a folio for all your charts. I mean, seriously, so many charts in here. If you want me to go through this and make an imager gallery of... No, too many charts. I mean, I'm already 44 in. It's kind of ridiculously huge. So I'm going to put this away. Mainly because my battery's dying. You've got your main rule book. A very lovely map that I will not be showing you unless we hit my goal. Ha ha ha. I am evil. Ooh, they included blank paper. I needed that. A few print-offs for when they did their own thing. A few additional sheets, like read this sheet first. And paper minis out the wazoo that have been broken down in our various stages. But if I'm not mistaken, I did count this up and it is complete. So none of the paper minis escaped, amazingly. Sadly, no dice. I will say that, so maybe it isn't complete. Not that I'm lacking in the dice department, so I'm fine. One more item to show you. Let's see if the little cat wants to be too much of a jerk. On to the next and last item. Alright, this next item is the one that we paid the most for, but we don't regret it. This... Oops, sorry dude. Bonked the kitty nose. This is the Goblins Layer for Dungeons and Dragons, the same version that I just showed in the last segment. It was originally $14, well, $15 actually, $14.99. But we had a $5 off coupon, so we only paid $10. We honestly couldn't find too much about this, except for the fact that somebody wanted over $100 for an incomplete box, and one of the little books inside sold for over $50. So we thought $10 was a decent investment, not that we're selling it. Let's just go ahead and open it. Here's the best part. It's almost completely unpunched. We have a few doors and other tiles that have fallen off due to age because it just happens. But all of the paper minis still intact. Got one of the little placards here that wants to separate. Actually, I can't remember if these are in here or if they are extras. We've got several maps that I will not be showing you unless you hit my goals, because I'm just dastardly that way. Okay, yes, the tiles that were there actually did pop off of these sheets, but all of the other chits still intact, so I'm going to try my best to preserve. Let's go ahead and fold that back up carefully. Several adventure books. One of these books sold for $50. Not even the entire set, just one of the books. So, taking that into account, this is $150 right here. Still got all of the little minis holders. Oh, no, these are door holders. Sorry, door holders. Got a couple red dice back there. Move that out of the way. And one more map. The Palace of Dread. Yeah, we've only got the 2 dice over there. Wherever am I going to find more dice? I just do not know. If I'm not mistaken, there's nothing under the tray. Let me just move that out of the way. This is going to be a little bit longer video just because of my opening. Oh, nope. There's nothing under the tray. So that is just a very small sample of my RPG collection that I have acquired through thrifting alone. If you want more of these videos, let me know in the comments down below. And if you're new to my channel, want to see more stuff like this, feel free to subscribe. You know what? I take it back. I'm going to be making more RPG videos. I've got a ton of this stuff. I love this stuff. I am so in love with tabletop RPGs. I miss my RPG group. Too bad the game store owner went crazy. In a not so much medical way, more in a horrible business practice way. I won't go into too much detail. But until next time, this is your guy Cly, signing off.